Hey, good buddy. I got me an idea for a business venture. And if you want to join me on this, it stands to make us both billions. You want to hear about it? Okay, sure. What's the idea? 2 words, my friend. Time machines. Time machines? That's right. Now that's an untapped market, my friend. Nobody else is selling time machines right now. Well, I think that's because they haven't been invented yet. Hard to thought of that. You see, all we have to do is take the orders now. And then, once the time machine is invented, we'll take the time machine back in time to the date the order was placed and hand deliver it right to the customer. Now that's delivery within 24 hours. You can't beat that, my friend. Okay, but what if time machines don't end up getting invented within our lifetimes? Well, you see, that's what Cobra Carl's money-back guarantee is all about. You see, if they don't get the delivery on time, we give them a full refund. Okay, but what if going back in time doesn't change the past, but instead just creates an alternate timeline? So that way, if you go and deliver the time machine in the past, you're delivering it to another timeline. And sure, in that timeline, the customer's happy, but in your own original timeline, your customer goes unsatisfied. Oh, hadn't thought of that one. You know, if there's one thing I don't like, it's leaving my customers unsatisfied. We're going to have to consider this. I think I may have to put this idea on the shelf for a while. Come back to it later. Yeah, I think that's for the best. Hello everyone and welcome to the Commander Go review of the 2020 legacy sequel, Bill and Ted Face the Music. So there's no merch search today, so I think that means we're about ready to jump right into the Wait, stop! You can't continue the review! It's imperative that you stop right now! Who are you? Why, I'm you from the future, dude. Well, okay, how's it hanging, future me? Well, not bad, except that the fabric of all space and time is unraveling before my eyes. Whoa, bogus. I know, totally. But I've tracked down the cause of it all, and it all starts with this review. Everything just snowballs from there and creates an instability that disrupts the entire space-time continuum. That's why you can't continue the review. You have to stop. Oh, well, if that's that important, sure, of course I'll stop. Oh, thanks, dude. You totally saved all reality. Catch you later. Okay, folks, well, I guess that means we'll be cutting the video short with no review this time. But it's for the good of all reality. So long. Wait, stop. Don't end the video. Oh, hello again, future dude. I had to come back again because it seems I miscalculated. Turns out that the review isn't what caused the instability in the space-time continuum. In fact, the review is vital to repairing the space-time continuum. That instability without the review is only going to grow and grow until we can't solve the problem. You have to continue the review. We're not going to be able to fix this if you don't. Well, okay, if you're sure this time. I am totally sure, dude. Well, okay then. Everybody stay tuned for the review of Bill and Ted Face the Music. By the way, if you would like to see more content about pop culture, movies, and TV, then click that subscribe button. Oh, heavens to Betsy, what now? Hi, it's you from the future again. Sorry to interrupt one more time, but I felt I had to do it. It turns out the whole thing was just a big misunderstanding, dude. It actually is you're gonna laugh when you get to it. It's totally weird. It is not really the problem we thought it was. Space-time was not unraveling, and it had nothing to do with the review. So go ahead and continue. So, am I supposed to do the review or not do the review? I'm sorry. It has absolutely nothing to do with it. So it doesn't matter. So basically it's just your choice. You can do the review or not do the review. It's totally up to you, dude. Well, in that case, I'd prefer to continue with the review. So you're sure the future is going to be okay? Yeah, it's fine. I feel so embarrassed. It was nothing. It was a total nothing, dude. I'm sorry. Okay, well, I guess you gotta learn to forgive yourself, so apology accepted. Oh, by the way, one more thing before you go. How did you get a time machine anyway? Do you really need to ask? Cobra Carl. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, well, so long. See you in the future, dude. And now get ready for the review of Bill and Ted Face the Music. By the way, if you would like to see more content about pop culture, movies, and TV, then click that subscribe button. And hey, it just might brighten your day too. And now, on with the show. Bill and Ted Face the Music is the 2020 legacy sequel to 1989's Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and 1991's Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. We pick up with our titular duo 25 years after their band, Wild Stallions, made their triumphant world debut at the Battle of the Bands. Since then, the fame and accolades have come and gone. Now their popularity has waned. The other band members have quit, and their music has not yet united the world, as their mentor from the future, Rufus, predicted. So Bill and Ted have now been spending their days playing gigs in extremely small venues and desperately trying to write the song destined to unite the world. But the strain of the failures is beginning to show, and it's having a negative impact on their relationships with their wives, the princesses. Then one morning, Rufus's daughter arrives from the future and brings Bill and Ted to see the leaders of the future world. The leaders inform them that the day has come. They are destined to debut the song that unites the world that evening. To make matters worse, the closer they get to this focal point in time, the more space and time begin to break down. If they don't perform the song, reality as they know it will cease to exist. So they had better get to writing that song, and fast. Realizing that they are not going to be able to write the song that they've failed to write for the last 25 years in the next few hours, they come up with a plan to travel through time to their own future and get the song from their future selves after they've written it. Meanwhile, Bill and Ted's daughters, Billy and Thea, realizing that their dads are in trouble, decide to help. Knowing that their dads are going to need a band to back them up, Billy and Thea embark on their own adventure through time to recruit the greatest musicians in all of history to join the band. Can Bill and Ted and Billy and Thea complete their excellent adventures through time and put on a most triumphant concert that totally saves reality and unites the world, or will reality fall into a totally bogus state of disharmony and collapse? Whoa, dude. Despite being depicted as somewhat airheaded, Bill and Ted are very likable characters. This is largely due to their love for life and their overall friendly nature. They are basically just very happy characters, so they are very enjoyable to watch. But Face the Music takes these happy characters and puts them in a life that is spiraling out of control, causing them to grow ever more tired and desperate, at least for the first half of the movie. And I don't really like what this first half does to these characters. But things do turn around in the second half. As usual for a Bill and Ted movie, it takes place in a world where amazing and bizarre things can happen, and most characters will react with only a token amount of incredulity, and then we'll just kind of go with it, and I dig that kind of world. And Face the Music does continue in that vein. I do like that aspect. I also like the way the movie ends. I can see some calling it cheesy, but I think it works in the world of this movie. And if you go with it, it's pretty uplifting.
Music is at the heart of this movie, and there is power in music. Power to touch hearts in unique ways. So, I think I can give this movie a recommendation, just not a strong one, since it probably is the weakest out of the three movies. And the second movie had a perfectly serviceable ending to Bill and Ted's story, so Face the Music is the easiest Bill and Ted movie to skip. That being said, I do highly recommend the first two Bill and Ted movies, so I would say if you haven't seen the first two movies, or haven't seen them in a long time, give them a watch. Let's see how you feel about continuing the story from there. And that about wraps up the review, but before I go, remember, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes.